He was in this movie, Godzilla and Kong, the New Empire. I gave my thoughts and review on it. Me and Dust did this like last week there, Friday. But Nick, you weren't there for
Hmm.
the review. What are your thoughts on
Yeah,
Godzilla and
I
Kong?
was not there for Godzilla X Kong, and I was a big fan of Adam Wingard's last attempt at bat with this MonsterVerse franchise with Godzilla versus Kong. I felt like I got exactly what I wanted out of a movie called Godzilla versus Kong, and with this movie, it is the absolute fucking dumbest, most asinine piece of quote unquote cinema that I have seen in my entire life, with a plot and with characters and a setting that, even if I were to speak of it out loud, I feel like I would bring down the IQ of everybody watching this stream. And I want to watch it like 10 more times in the theater. This shit was awesome.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I mean, it's Godzilla and Kong teaming up. The last movie we saw them fighting each other
It's
here.
yeah, it's Rocky 3 for Godzilla and Kong.
Even though I think this movie, one of my criticisms, it feels like way more of a Kong story than it does a
Uh-huh.
Godzilla story. I think
Yeah,
Godzilla's
it's
kind of
like
just there.
honestly, I feel like that's kind of a good tactic, because with a character with Godzilla, he is very much this kind of he's less of a character and he's more of a force of nature. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of a good take to have on Godzilla, especially with just, I don't want to give any like unfair comparison, but to compare it to Godzilla minus one, where he was that kind of force of nature, he was that overwhelming force. And with Kong, I feel like he's a little bit easier for an audience and for Adam Wingard to sympathize with, because he is a primate. You can give him a little bit more human features and human expression.
Yeah, I think that's also what made it. You know what I mean? Because he is, yeah, like I said, an eight. You can give him a little bit more emotion there, and he even gets a little sidekick. He gets a little, Diddy Kong. You know,
Yeah,
you know.
and that introduction you see, it leads to the absolute hardest laugh I have ever had in a movie.
Yeah, there were a lot of strong laughs that people had in this movie and stuff
Like
that's like,
I did not believe this movie had the audacity.
I mean, but there's some funny stuff that happens with the little kind of Kong and little ape here.
It's like, it's like, yeah, because yeah, this is the spoiler review. So Godzilla is like, he's like exploring Hollow Earth. He's trying to find like other apes like him, and his first interaction is seeing this kind of baby Kong, and he immediately gets jumped by three other apes. So he takes Tiny Kong and uses him as a weapon.
Yeah, like it's like a baton. He's hitting people with them and then throws them. It's like what the hell?
It's
Uh,
like, oh, so cute. Look,
yeah,
I'm cracking up thinking about it now.
but yeah, I mean that was a funny scene. But they do a lot of stuff with him
Yeah,
here.
I took a date to see this movie, and when that moment happened, I was cackling like the Joker.
Mm. And then a lot of people big laugh in it was when he knocked that dude out. It's like prison yard shit. When that dude came up to him and just he just
it's,
straight just punched
it's
him.
awesome.
Uh, and how did you think about the villain? So the main villain in this is the
Mhm.
Scar King there.
Yeah.
Um, I think a lot of the stuff with Kong for a lot of Planet of the Apes kind of
Mhm.
vibes with it. I mean, obviously they are apes, so maybe that's what it is too. But
Yeah,
it's oh
but with the Kong, his subplot, it is kind of very Planet of the Apes, but I feel like where those movies relied a lot on, okay, these are apes, we're gonna, let them do sign language, we're gonna give some of them the capabilities of speech. With this, the entire second act of this, it's almost a silent film, but you still get every single like story beat that you're getting just off of the expression that you get from Kong, from Scar King, from all these ape characters.
yeah. I mean, this is like I said, this scene when he kind of comes in and sees like he finally meets his people and it's like, damn, what the fuck? He's
What
just
the fuck is this shit?
he's just all distraught and shit. And like he's just, oh my god, disturbed. and then also the stuff they do with the little Kong there of like he's very overly emotional of like you
Mhm.
could tell the fear in his eyes of
Mhm.
the Scar King of how all these people are fearing him, this dictator that's kind of ruling over them. Um, I mean, the best characters in this movie are the characters that can't talk. I mean, really. I mean, Kong and Scar King
you're
is
you're you're
Godzilla.
you're kind of right, and that was very much the case with Godzilla versus Kong. But I feel like if there was one human character that, if not, you didn't, if you didn't care about him, you were at least entertained whenever he was on screen, and that is Dan Stevens. Because like he knows exactly what type of movie he is in, and he is taking that scenery and chewing on it like a piece of gum.
Yeah, he's having fun. He's having fun with it.
Yeah,
He's
and a reunion with Adam Wingard because he was in The Guest with him.
yes, yeah. I haven't seen. I heard that movie's very good. I
Mm.
guess I haven't checked that out yet. Uh,
Off of the word of so many of my friends, I decided to buy it on Apple, and I still haven't had a chance to watch it all the way through yet.
oh wow, Apple lets you keep rentals that long. If you
No,
bought it.
I bought it.
Oh okay, yeah.
Yeah, if it's like if enough of my friends like endorse a movie like that, I'm buying it.
Okay. Yeah, so he's kind of. I said we mentioned in the review that he's replacing like they always have like the action guy, like that's what Tom Hiddleston was, and
It was like
Tom.
Alex Skarsgård was too busy with the Northman, bulking up for that, so he called Dan Stevens.
Yeah, even though it seems like they don't bring always a lot of people back. Like they didn't bring Millie Bobby Brown or what's his name.
Honestly, great because I don't know what it is about Millie Bobby Brown. I feel like unless she's in Stranger Things, every time she is forced to play an American character, it's like, yeah, you're just kind of insufferable.
Yeah. And who's the dude that was in Friday Night Lights? What's his name?
Oh, Kyle Chandler, who I've only ever liked him in Game Night when he was playing an asshole.
Mm. Yeah. So they didn't bring any of those people back there. I forgot honestly what they did in the last
Good
one.
riddance.
Yeah. So like I said, the best people are
Yeah,
the people.
they were at least Kyle Chandler's character. He was like the new head of Monarch.
Oh, okay. And we also mentioned because we both saw the show. And
Mhm.
did you see Monarch the show?
I'm got like 4 episodes left on it.
Okay, and we were trying to see like if there was maybe if they were going to do any connection to the show because this is
Not
like
really. Not
the
really.
monster.
Except like the portal that you get in this little island. There really isn't much connection to it. A
Yeah,
lot of these MonsterVerse projects, for as I feel like well of a interconnected universe that they have, I feel like you could watch any of these movies just as their own thing.
yeah. So yeah, I don't feel like besides the portal stuff, there really wasn't much connection there, and I think even the portal stuff, because like even in Monarch, there's like a different portal that they go to that sends them to a different world than what they go to here. I think so because it's like if you watch the show, there's like a something that happens with time that
Mhm.
plays into it. But I like the Monarch show, and I think the Monarch show is very good at with the human characters developing those. How did
Mhm.
do you think they ever could try to combine like good human characters like the show, and then with actually monsters punching each other in these movies, or what?
Uh, I feel like it would depend on the tone that you're going for with the project that you're making. Because with Monarch, they are kind of going for this very grounded, quote unquote, drama with focusing on the human characters and how and what living in a world with monsters like this would be like. And with Godzilla versus Kong and with Godzilla X Kong, that's just big monsters fighting.
Yeah, like this is more definitely. I mean, and I think the human characters here are interesting. I like more of the past stuff of like the people who founded Monarch. I think I
Mhm.
like a little bit those characters more.
Yeah,
But yeah,
in the episodes I've seen, they're the people that really grounded me. You get Anders Holm, who's playing a younger version of the John Goodman character in Kong Skull Island. You get Wyatt Russell, who's playing one of the founders of Monarch. Even in the present day stuff with Kurt Russell playing that same character, that stuff is a lot of fun.
it's always good to see Kurt Russell. Always good to kind of see him there. But yeah, it's just like can you have both of those? Because like you do have something like Godzilla minus one
Mhm.
that kind of really does great stuff with the human stuff and the monster stuff.
Mhm.
But that's not really a lot of
Where yeah,
monsters punching each other. That's
Yeah,
just Godzilla.
with minus one, that is entirely made by the human stuff. It was like the human characters make that movie. You could cut Godzilla out of that film entirely, and you still have this incredibly well made human drama.
Yeah. So I think it's good to have both. I mean, you can have something like
Yeah,
this
you
that.
can do both. And I said this in our trailer discussions for Godzilla X Kong. It's like, yes, you can have this incredibly well-made, grounded human drama with something like minus one. And you can also just have let's go fucking nuts with Godzilla X Kong.
Yeah, let's have Godzilla and Kong is riding on top of Godzilla in the battle, and you know
Yeah.
that you know what I mean. They coming out together, they fighting together and shit. It's like, yeah, I mean, it's like
I love it. Have them run together like fucking Rocky and Apollo and Rocky 3.
I mean, I was hyped. I was like, oh yeah, I was hyped for that shit for sure. So I was like, oh, shit, yeah, yeah, and then I mean the story. I mean, when they get into what you think about the stuff with the indigenous tribe there and the Iwi, I think it's the people called.
Oh, I completely checked out during that. I mean,
Yeah.
it was cool to see Fala Chen, who was Shang-Chi's mother, be in more stuff and
Oh,
give
okay, that was her.
give a fairly good performance, even though her character was nonverbal.
Yeah,
And even if I don't think the script did them any service as far as like making Rebecca Hall a relatable character, I felt it. I felt it in the performance, especially with the dynamic between her and her adopted daughter.
yeah. And again, like I said, it's a spoiler show, and the thing with the adopted daughter,
She
Jayla,
is, yeah, she is the prophet of Mothra
she
because
is like
Mothra comes back.
Mothra comes back, and Mothra has been Jaya. I'm sorry, Jaya was the character's name. And then yeah, she's the one that can reawaken Mothra. Mothra gets yesified, comes back. What I mean, as a Super Saiyan, and then comes and helps mend the bond between Godzilla and Kong. It's like we got to
It's
fight
like,
on the same.
hey, you two, calm your ass down. We got bigger shit to do.
So I mean, what's kind of next? You think here? I said they're gonna basically
Ooh.
do the Avengers, where they have to form. Now it's a team. They have a team now, and then they haven't done Aliens yet. That's the only thing they haven't done.
Well, they technically did. I mean, King Ghidorah is an alien.
Oh, okay, so that's the one there. But I think they have to kind of form the Avengers now, and
No,
then
they got to do they got to do multiverse. They got to
the
have
multi-
this Godzilla fight the one from minus one. They got to do the one that does the flying kick in the old Toho movies.
Oh, that's true. Multiverse is hot right now, and they could always say some shit with the portals, and it sends you to another dimension or some shit.
And honestly, if they do that and Adam Wingard is brought back to direct this, I wouldn't blink an eye if at that moment he like takes the camera, like turns it to himself, and is like, "Y'all don't give a shit about this, right?"
Yeah. Randy Patrice said Millie Bobby Brown felt like a Michael Bay Transformers character in the last movie there. Uh, he's also said that here I've been saying for years these movies would be way better if they took the dialogue out. Uh, he also said, did they feel that hole in China between movies? I actually forgot.
Oh no, they just the third act of both of these movies is let's pick a random city and just decimate it. And
Yeah,
do we care? No, not really.
I was thinking like because they said like, well, Godzilla's the only person that can stop these titans, but I'm like, damn, at what cost? I mean, look what he's doing. I mean, like,
It is that meme of SpongeBob with them fucking seeing the burning city behind them. It was like, we did it, Patrick. We saved the city.
yeah, I mean, it's like, are we not humans not trying to think of any other solution to fight these titans or what? I mean, because like, I mean, how long can you let this go on? I mean, he's like fighting right in the middle of downtown, and tens of thousands of people are dying. You know what I mean? Buildings falling on top
Like,
of them.
but you know the difference between like this and something like Man of Steel.
I mean, they're animals.
Godzilla was never like explicitly meant to explicitly said to value human life. That is the difference.
Yeah, what they do say. I mean, I guess they say Godzilla is like the protector of humanity. I guess from other creatures.
It's like every single movie. It's like some of you may die, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
I mean, basically, I mean, he's like kind of Omni Man. He's just killing other enemies to save Earth from himself. It kind of seems like. I mean, that's just kind of what he's doing. Brandon Trinity said they haven't done Giga or Megalon or Destroyer yet. And then he also said Guys, this is why they're going to get Jet Jaguar. He's the real hero here. I think that's put people in mech suits. I think
Yeah,
that's going to happen in
it's
the
like
next movie.
they're going to make this crossover with Pacific Rim. I mean, it is what studio made Godzilla X Kong? Was it Universal? No, it was
Uh,
Warner Brothers. Never mind.
Warner Brothers, yeah, and I think
Oh,
Pacific
Warner Brothers.
Rim, Universal made Pacific Rim, or was it?
Oh, let me see.
Or
Let me
was it
fact check
Warner
that.
Brothers? No, Warner Brothers made Pacific Rim.
Oh, there's your crossover right there. There's what we got to do.
Yeah, and these movies, I thought they were okay. I wasn't really kind of that into them.
I love Pacific Rim. I feel like that movie, it's kind of an underrated classic. Pacific Rim 2 can go fuck itself.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's kind of aged on the best there.
Mhm.
I think it's just mostly remembered for the Idris Elba speech. I like the Idris Elba speech. That's cool.
Hey, you want to make some dumb shit have at least like the slightest bit of credibility? Throw Idris Elba in there and let him give a speech. And
Uh,
this was kind of in that days when Hollywood was trying to like make Charlie Hunnam the next big thing. When they realized that all you need to do to get a good performance out of him is let him use his natural accent.
yeah. I mean, well, they did try that in Rebel Moon, and he was.
Yeah, but there's a
Uh,
lot more wrong with Rebel Moon than just that.
yeah, that is true there. So yeah, I mean, I think that's the next kind of step is like to do something like Pacific Rim, where they
It's like
something next.
the day they announce a fucking Godzilla Kong Pacific Rim crossover, because they kind of set it up here with this like little arm brace that they give Kong.
Yeah, they just so happen to have that fits his
It's like
arm perfectly.
and inside the freaking All Hollow Earth, it was like, oh my god, I don't even care at this point, but I want to see like 10 more of these.
Yeah, and the whole stuff with Dan because he's a big monster veterinarian. I'm like, wow, that's very very Pacific.
That's a
Uh,
that is such a made up fucking job, but I don't care.
like it's like, wow, how'd you get that job? Okay. This is better than when they tried to make Sam Worthington the next big thing. Yeah, Charlie Hunnam, I think might be I think he's a better actor than Sam.
It's like Charlie Hunnam has like at least 5 seasons of Sons of Anarchy to prove that he is in fact a good actor.
Yeah. China said Godzilla times Kong times Sandworm. That would be something. Bring the sandworms in there.
It was
That
like
would be.
the next planet that Paul Atreides tries to conquer is Earth, and it's Godzilla and Kong.
Yeah, I mean, still they travel to Earth. Well, actually, Dune isn't Dune supposed to be Earth?
No, Dune is no Dune. It's like an entirely different planet.
Oh, okay. Well, he could go to Earth, and then Godzilla. I mean, Godzilla lives for
It's
thousands
like
of years.
yeah, Godzilla, Kong, they start fighting, and then in the middle of the desert and out of nowhere, you just start hearing.
I mean, yeah, hey, that's the next. I mean, they Warner Brothers owns that too. They put all the franchises together. Yeah,
Keep
Pacific.
doing this, jump. And
Uh,
Warner
uh,
Brothers, I know you've been fucking up lately thanks to David Zaslav, but I say this with all my heart. Keep doing this dumb shit.
and they are playing. I think maybe how well is this doing in the box office? Let me see real quick here. Godzilla Kong.
It's a 135 to 150 million dollar budget, and per Wikipedia, 226 million.
Okay. Do you think it'll make more than Dune 2 or less than?
I think slightly less than Dune 2 because word of mouth on this is kind of like, yeah, this movie's dumb as fuck, but it is fun.
Yeah.
Whereas the word of mouth on Dune is like, yeah, this is actual fucking cinema. This is one of the best movies of the last couple years.
Yeah. And Dune 2 right now is at 634 million
Ooh,
right now.
ooh, damn! And I said that when I did my review of it, it was like, yeah, I could easily see it breaking the 600 to 700 million.
Yeah. So it might get to 700 million. There might there. What do you think Godzilla will stop? Godzilla and Kong.
Uh,
500 million?
I'd say, hmm, I'd say 500 million because this kind of hits a lot of the boxes for movies that do appeal overseas. It's like just big dumb monsters, a lot of effects, big monsters beating the shit out of each other. I mean, Jurassic World, all three of those made $1 billion, and this is a much better movie than any of those.
Yeah. So budget of 135 million, double that is 270 million. Then you got to think about the also the marketing for it.
Mm.
So it probably needs over 600, right? 500, 600 to really do well.
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah,
give or take.
yeah, to really
Sorry.
have a good.
All right, I just
Oh,
saw M for Immaturity's comment. It's like Godzilla and Kong riding sandworms with Dom and the family.
yeah, I was thinking like, man, poor Rome. They just got it fixed after the Fast and Furious crew ran through there, and then now they have to fix it again. I mean, you got Godzilla sleeping in the fucking Coliseum. He's just treating that like he's just laying
that's,
in there,
that's like
like
his new Airbnb.
yeah, he just is like, hey, I'm gonna rest now. He's going to sleep in this very
Hi.
historic site. Um,
What it's like that dude is like stink meaner. It's like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do?
so what would be your rating for Godzilla and Kong the Empire?
Oh, this is absolutely one of the stupidest movies I've ever seen in my entire life that I was entertained as hell by. And I get that this movie fits a very specific niche that I fit in like a glove. And while I absolutely liked the hell out of this movie and had so much fun with it, I recognize that other people might not. So for those people, I would say this is a stream it. This is a very high stream it. This is a very fun movie to watch. This is a great movie to just order pizza, get a bunch of drinks with a bunch of friends, and just have a blast watching and talking shit on.
Mm,
Me personally, I would say this is peak.
mm, yeah. I gave it a tune in. I think Dust gave it a stream it. I think you gave it kind of a higher stream it. Yeah, I mean, listen, if you see the trailer, it's like you know what you're looking.
You know,
You know what this
if you
is.
if you liked Godzilla versus Kong, you know exactly what you're going in for.
Even though Godzilla versus Kong has a higher rating than this one, I think on their Rotten Tomatoes. If you do you think Godzilla versus Kong is better than this?
Uh, huh. I would say I had more fun with this movie than I did Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah, I would have to watch it again, but from what I remember Godzilla versus Kong, I did like. I think the time is divvied up better between the two of them,
Mhm,
like it's equal Kong and Godzilla. This I think is more just Kong, which I like Kong.
mhm,
And Kong didn't get his own second movie. He didn't have his own, Winter Soldier. So you know what I mean. Like this was basically his thing here, where he could get his own kind of thing. Because Godzilla had the first Godzilla film, and he had Godzilla King of the Monsters. So this is kind
mhm.
of like okay, well, Kong gets his own kind of second movie there after Skull Island, which I think the best one out of all these MonsterVerse movies is probably Skull Island. I think.
Oh yeah, easily the best movie in this franchise is Kong Skull Island. And
Yeah,
I think that's very telling with how much that movie has shaped the stories of both Godzilla versus Kong and this movie, and also in Monarch.
yeah, because that plays a role there. But yeah, got this. So you gave it peak and tune in for
Yeah,
me.
me personally, just my little fucked up taste in movies, I gave it peak, but my official rating is a high streaming.
Mm, very nice there. So yeah, that was our review for Godzilla and Kong there.
Sorry, I just saw him for infantry. That's how Mothra should have come back brainwashed by Hydra.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the next step too. I mean, one of them gets mind controlled and everything like that, and then they turn on the team. That's also
they
another.
they kind of had that in this movie. Is like the whole like third act is like trying to get Godzilla on Kong's side, and they're like fighting in Egypt, and Kong is just like wait.
Yeah. A lot of memes galore. A lot of people are memeing this one. Like the scene, Kong is like, wait, whoa, hold on, wait a minute. You know, and, and there's a suplex scene in this movie with
I
some
love it. I love
uh,
it.
I mean, that's what this
I
movie.
saw I saw some fucking like little cinema sins fucking douchebag on my Twitter just like breaking all the it was like this is so unrealistic. It's like this is not how physics works, and I just wanted to shut the hell up.
Yeah, so I saw somebody
Shut up.
complaining about the way Godzilla was running, like he's not supposed to be running like a human or something.
Shut up.
Yeah, but there's a lot of good stuff there. People have been doing a lot of the
You're watching a movie that is a sequel to Godzilla versus Kong. Shut up, nerd. Have some fun.
yeah. What did the last one make? Let me see. What did the That's Godzilla and Kong in here. So it made 470 million.
Yeah, M for immaturity. Yeah, he just commented, Hollow Earth is not how physics works. And I say this with so much love, M for immaturity. Shut up. I don't care.
The highest grossing of these MonsterVerse movies so far is the first Godzilla at 529 million.
That doesn't shock me. And I remember really liking that first Godzilla movie. I mean, I liked everything when Aaron Taylor Johnson wasn't on screen.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. It's Kong Skull Island that's the most. It's 5.
Hey, let's go, baby.
And then Godzilla's the second one. That's the second one. Okay, so yeah, Kong Skull Island. Yeah, which makes sense. I do think that's the best one out of these. So yeah, Godzilla and Kong the New Empire.